Yesterday I read this speech. It was actually this morning, very early this morning, before markets open, in America at least. I was reading this speech by this guy, this old timer guy from late 1800s, talking about notes and talking about currency. And one of the things that was revealed in what he was saying is this concept of depreciation of currency. And what it made me realize is that, especially with this crypto economy, that if your currency is not matched, then it depreciates. And what we've got right now on the planet is an intentional effort through this automation that was not explained and through embedded sabotage in the automation systems. This constant process of depreciating whatever currency is available. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to be programmed. And if for whatever reason you meet some sort of quality indicator standards, then you get to take something other people have culled and harvested, usually by virtue of having access to technology that they've been able to acquire, and that they have been able to harvest people's intangible property, usually because they've got some contract and they have some clearance to get the stuff that so-called Homeland or other security expropriates. And then they get to rework it and copyright it and patent it and take your name off of it and put a different image on it and then sell it to somebody else who's not even really supposed to think. They're just supposed to flow. And so whatever the bond is or whatever the account is they got, they're just going with what somebody else manufactured. And there's all of these political reasons for why one person gets one audience and another person gets another audience. And you can be somebody that has the mental capacity and has the actual skills, but they're not ever going to pay you. They're never going to give you a conversant that's going to reciprocate. Maybe if you're in a specific stage in their speculation, maybe once a month you might get that hour. But you're constantly producing and you're never getting a match for your currency. So yours depreciates and depreciates. Well, what happens if you keep circulating too much depreciated currency? All you're doing is recirculating depreciation. Everybody becomes poor. What could have actually been valuable knowledge? What could have actually been a great legal strategy? What could have been an amazing business plan gets matched with something completely incapable of instantiating it. So your currency gets depreciated. And when you're me, what's supposed to happen is I get all of this fucking tax wave off onto me. And when you're dealing with these kinds of tax waivers, your actual monetary situation may reflect one thing, but your intangible currency can actually be pretty exceptionally good. And I'm supposed to amortize it. I'm supposed to have a boyfriend or multiple boyfriends. And I'm supposed to have a couple drinks or maybe a couple smokes. And I'm supposed to do a sexy dance. And I'm supposed to enjoy myself. And I'm just not supposed to fucking think. And if I don't do that, then you continue to depreciate my currency. I don't get anything that I need to actually acknowledge the value of what I have the capability to contribute. So what ends up happening is everything snowballs into catastrophe. So that a bunch of fucking opportunists can say, damn, that's what happens when you keep nuking that bitch. She won't die, but she'll cover your fucking ass. So let's just parse out these different things that she's done, keep her off the fucking grid, and in order to keep ourselves from being exposed to the risk of having our culpability acknowledged and prosecuted as crime, now we've got insurance. And every time you steal from me, and every time you refuse to even have a fucking conversation with me, what it ends up happening is that it ends up depreciating to the point where literally we're talking about First Amendment rights for prostitutes.